Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Kaiserreich as the Bharatiya Commune. Let us continue on from where we can last left off. So we have elected Gandhi to be our new Prime Minister here, or Chairman. I don't remember exactly what they were calling him. But anyways, my plan here is to really just hope. We get to do both, yes. But it's really just hoping that maybe we can annex India for free. Because if we can do that, that really changes the... Oh, we won the goal! Oh, 4% stability. We have won the Spartacade. We're the greatest country on Earth. But anyways, if we can... we'll do something here. If we can unify Dominion of India, taking over the Princely Federation should be more or less a cakewalk. The inauguration of the Second International Congress. With all delegates in London, the Second Congress of the International has begun with a speech by Comrade Eric Blair in a so-called shield and sword speech. He underlined the need for the International to double its efforts toward the Damocles, weapon capable of destroying the reactionaries across the world once and for all. So they are now researching the nuke. Of course, what we want them to do is we want to do the Indian comrades. I don't know what does it give us again? Just generic support. I don't think they've done it quite yet. Yeah, I guess we've just gone generic Senate. So everybody in the main international fronts is kind of going for each of the different ideologies. 10,000, a little bit over a year and a half, and then we can start training up new troops. Like, we already have the artillery. How much artillery do you have in stockpile? 186. 186, 12, 120. So we can actually change probably, let's say, the ones that have more experience. Say these ones, probably switch them all to Rifle Division 2. You guys need more rifles for that? The answer is a yes. I mean, did it say any more rifles? Rifle Division 2, it requires 1350. No, it's the same. Okay. We still actually have some more that we can do. I think you're already Division 2, right? Yes. So I was to switch you over to be Rifle Division 2. Don't have enough quite for you. But I think we're going to change it anyways, because I'm sure it's probably going to take, yeah, like a month. It's not a big deal. So Gandhi's taking power in the commune as the leader of the Bharatiya Commune, agrarian socialist faction, as recently elected as head of state. Gandhi, sometimes called Mahatma, or the pure soul, by his devoted countrymen. He had a fiery speech to the electrified crowd in Calcutta today, promising that there will be a path for peace with the unification of India. I mean, that's nice and all. Again, I do not believe... You really don't like us, but I'm pretty sure that's just because of core territory claims. Spanish Civil War has begun. Stability plus 10%. Probably want that first. And also declared war in Hungary. Okay. So I mean, I was gonna say that might be weakening them somewhat. I mean, if Hungary wins this war, let's see, 2-6, 2-8, 5-3-9. I mean, Hungary is outnumbered. But I think there's a chance for them to do it. Especially if they can actually capitulate, let's say, Galicia Lordimira. Pull all their troops somewhere else. Could see some interesting things begin to take shape. We do have a lot of political power. We can actually get somebody new here. 5 attack and defense for infantry, 0.5% recruited population. Probably shouldn't make that big of a deal right now, given the fact that our country has 2 million people ready to go. If the Dutch end up also electing a syndicalist government, could be enjoying the International now. I mean, Germany, you are getting kind of surrounded. Like, this is a pretty powerful International. We'll see. Where does Belgium join? No, they got deterrence. I mean, they think they probably have, yeah, guarantee from France. So we'll see. I think Hungary probably going to lose. Not too sure. Yeah, like this just the slim's a chance that there might be a result in peaceful unification. Their forces already stirring within the commune. Opposition to the plan. The other thing, if they reject this here immediately, I'm assuming you can't do this. It might just bypass. Which then ends the national debate, but it kind of screws us over a little bit. Because you don't do anything if they say no. You at least would give us 2 divisions and some organization stuff. So it is a gamble. How are you guys doing, by the way? Like, you don't have a ton of intelligence on you. We do outnumber you basically everywhere except around Nagpur. 2 to 35. 27. Like, we have artillery in our army, so we are slightly better than they are. But again, that's not saying too much. Also, deploy like here. Don't deploy over in Bengal. It's a little bit too far away from the front lines. Yeah, and this military police, please turn into something a little bit more useful. Military police kind of suck. They're not very good at all. Also, did it say that they're also going to bend to France? No. It's very strange. Like, it says in the little pop-up, syndicalism spreads, but half the time, Switzerland doesn't actually even switch the ideology, so who knows really what it's talking about. We're going to lose 100 political power by doing this, but the stability seems pretty decent. Assuming we don't. We have 2 oil. Okay. We don't have too much in the way of... We don't have too much in the way of vehicles. We have a little bit. We have some boats over there. We have 6 ships hanging out in Kolkata, but that's probably not going to make or break us in any way. I mean, it's like we can maybe beat the Princely Federation. This is also the only dockyard we have. Okay. Do you have any dockyards? Oh, you got Ceylon. Germany must have given it to you. Okay. You have 1 over here, and you have 1 in Ceylon. You actually have 2 in Ceylon. So Germany must have given you some supplies. And I don't think you've done this quite yet. Hold free elections, unite the princes. Align with Japan, Russia, or Germany. Don't really want you doing any of that, to be honest. Yeah, you guys just joined the Reichspakt. I don't believe it really... I don't believe I've ever seen them join the Reichspakt. At least not that I can recall. Unless it requires them to unify, but no, it doesn't look like it does. Unite the princes. What are you doing? You are supporting the federal government. You've removed the princes from power. IEDC advisors. Your economy is also kind of garbage like ours is. I don't believe the federal government's going to last for too long. Like, Reed has already taken Washington. But we'll see. I mean, have they lost Denver? Usually that's the... Denver, Colorado. They haven't lost it quite yet, but usually... I mean, I guess they do have San Francisco. Like, they have all of California. So them capitulating now is less likely than normal. Okay, join the Cairo Pact. Focus on defense. Stability's up to 60 now, so we're at least getting some more factory output, which is nice. Our efficiency cap is still garbage. Our underdeveloped economy is definitely hurting us. But at the same time, I think you need to rush this stuff. Like, if you focus on the economy too early, I think it hampers you long term. Okay, yeah, so you guys are part of the Qing. You guys are in a massive war. Like, who's actually aligned with who in China? I know it doesn't really matter too much for us. Federalist, independent. One of them's alliance to the KMT. Like, you're KMT aligned, but I don't think that matters. Because the KMT doesn't really exist anymore. So, got 2 months until you're ready. What do you actually give us? Justification time goes up. Defense on core territory. Like, that's not bad. Especially in, like, this particular instance. Having defense on core territory is not a bad thing. The land for construction, take it or leave it, but the war support going down. It's already, like, really low. It'll probably hit 0 once we actually declare war on the Princely Federation. But thankfully, neither of these guys really seem to be interested in starting any wars. Which is about all I could ask for. Unfortunately, this is across the river, so... Like, this isn't a river, but most of the Deacon territory is just on the other side of a very dangerous river that we're going to have to push our way past. Do we actually have an air force? No. I don't believe anybody does. But we're also not really in the capacity to build an air force. Do I need resources? No, we're fine for now. So this is 1937. I mean, we actually put way more artillery into our armies, so getting into artillery seems like a good idea. As soon as you are done, we are what? 2, 4, like half of a year roughly. So early 1938, we will know whether or not the Dominion of India has any chance of being our friend. Please declare war on Ecuador. How's the situation looking down here, by the way? Like, you guys all, like, you're seeming like you're ready for the major confrontations. And Canada might also invade the CSA. But I've never seen a situation where that's actually worked out well for them. Okay, so it looks like Iron God Romania is probably going to be losing out here. Normal Romania doesn't even have a focus tree, so good work on them. 7 to 55. I still think there's a slim chance Hungary can pull less than one out. Like, it's going to be difficult for sure. But either way, this weakens Austria-Hungary a lot. Which should mean by the time the war actually breaks out, But by the time this war is over, they will not be as big of a threat to the internationals as they sometimes are. Especially as we're on the Italian front. Costa Rica has ended their war. Panama. It looks like Panama won the war. I'm assuming that Canada. The AI probably just was not able to actually invade there fast enough. Right now we're on export focus. The factory output is nice. I mean, free trade giving us an extra 5%. But the 80% resources to market. Right now that really only matters in terms of steel. That's really the only thing we're actually using, right? I think maybe a little bit of, a little bit of tungsten for the artillery. Okay, so we're about 100 days, less than a year until we have enough rifles. And once we actually have the ability to be training troops, like we've reached our capacity, we've reinforced all of our armies. That's when I believe you really start snowballing. Again, especially if you can actually annex. I don't like this at all. If we can annex you fast enough. Okay, so our defenses are going to focus. Mexico's joining the International. That's fine. I am going to save here. Just in case they say no. I mean, if they say no, we're probably just going to keep going with it, but... Demobilize our economy. At the start of war seemed distant. People are no longer willing to accept the harshness of a war economy. Oh, because we're not at war, we can't have it on partial mobilization? Fine. Then I guess we'll do it. The war is not distant, though. Like, are you out of your minds? Or, like, India right now is preparing to do the final struggle. That seems like a really bad thing for us. Aggressive stance against Nepal? What are they doing against us? Celebration of the Hindu festival, Dua, turned violence. Hundreds upon hundreds of Indians utilized the gathering and launched spontaneous protests against Nepal's occupation of rightful Indian soil. There's a little bit of political power. So is this how the war with Nepal begins? Like, it must be. By the way, does Bhutan have... Bhutan has a freaking focus tree. $5 to 39. We might be the weakest of the factions right now, at least in terms of pure soldier count. I mean, do you have the manpower on the field yet? You still do not. You're preparing for the struggle, but you're not really going to be a threat. At least not quite yet. I'm still more worried about the south. I mean, they are training. So, like, this would be, of course, the perfect time to actually launch an invasion, but I don't believe we'll be able to actually do so. Okay, so Nepal doing some stinky things. We'll see. I mean, how many troops do you have? 2 to 10? I think what we're going to do in Nepal is something that the AI basically never does. Which is basically just going to let them walk into our territory and then invade. Instead of trying to fight our way into Himalayas, which obviously makes no goddamn sense at all. The Indo-Chinese Union seeks closer ties. Of course we will, unite. We now are guaranteeing each other. Thank you very much, Tao Tu Tao. Tathu's Tao. Doing a literacy campaign. I mean, it seems like a fine thing to do. What's happening? Oh, Middle Africa's collapsed. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Don't need to do war propaganda right now. That's not true. We might want to do war propaganda. Get our war support up a little bit higher. So now that you guys are in a massive war with each other, how many of these guys actually have focus trees? I know it's not everybody. I think you do. No, you don't. Did you join the Entente? Yeah, the homie joins the Entente. Okay. Anyways. Middle Africa being out of the picture is just good for us. Because they are a massive, massive pain in the ass when they want to be. Another technology slot is it's almost 1938. But I don't think really anything is unlocked in 1938. Like, we have maintenance companies, motorized. I don't really think we want any of that stuff, though. You know what? Begin researching infantry equipment, too. I know we're way ahead of time on it, but it really seems like the best option for us. In the West, the Dominion forces are preparing to come to the aid of rioting protesters in... We gained some cores. Yeah, I definitely want to, Nepalese army's formations, Oh, it immediately declares war. Well then, okay, I didn't really see that one coming. Immediately draw a front line here, send our troops to that front. Iran's declared war. Oh yeah, because they declared war on us. You're actually involved in this. Oh no, it got canceled? It's because we're at war? We're not at peace. Okay, we need to actually deal with this faster than I thought. Let's do the Anglo-Indian trade agreement for now. We do want this war to be over ASAP. But I think what we can do basically is we're going to wait for this guy to kind of march through. Then we're just going to march straight to your capital. Because you have some decent defense, but I'm okay with you being over here. Like, you can take this territory. It's fine. Okay, you're declaring war on each other. So you don't just claim that territory for free, huh? Again, how many men do you have? 2 to 10? Just keep making our way towards the capital. This actually might get Nepal to capitulate immediately. Like, you're a core of our territory. Like, we've lost some men, 122. Oh, but they've immediately capitulated. Okay, well, that worked out okay. We'll take all states and turn. We're going to now immediately cancel the trade agreement again. Sorry, Britain. And go back to approaching the enemy peace. It's not exactly the way that I thought. We need to get a core on it. 100 political power. Or sister republic. Political power plus 100. I do have the political power to do so. We get a claim on Nepal. Which is different. You know what? We'll liberate Nepal under different governments. Take the territory. And I think with Nepal now just kind of being here, it'll be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks everybody for watching. My name is Anthem. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. Not enjoy, call you some down. If you want to see more, subscribe. And goodbye.